Hi guys, it's Ingi, and first of all I want to say welcome to my channel. If you're new, go on the description and subscribe to my newsletter, because soon I'm going to send out a free course in how to read card combinations. Card combinations is really the key to giving a good reading. So there's a few different parts to a good reading: intuition, understanding card meanings, but also understand how the cards work together. So the cards work through the law of synchronicity. So when you pull one card, that means that, the law of synchronicity has one card to show you to explain a situation. I do my readings from the creator of all, so that supercharges the reading as well, and also makes it easier to work with the law of synchronicity. That law is what works with the cards. So the more you work with a law, the more efficient or better you get at it. Tarot readers work with law of synchronicity. So connect to the creator. If you want to get free meditations, you can also sign up for one of my courses, because it's like a few units in the beginning, and I often have some of those meditations early on to get people in the right mindset. So let's say you're doing a 3-card reading. That means law of synchronicity. Of all the 78 cards, we pick 3 cards that most accurately describes your situation and what's going on. So I want to do a free course to explain what it means when different groups come together and things like that. But for now, let's get started on this reading. I have scanned each group intuitively, and I've written in the back, you can't see, but I've written a few things in the back what each group are working on. And there's 13 cards each. So within the next 13 months, when is it most likely to happen for you? When are you most likely to achieve a goal? And I'm also going to say that once I had a reading by a wonderful lady, great reader. She gave me a really positive reading. Because the reading was so positive and so great, all the things that I was doing, I actually ended up slowing down on those things, because I thought, it's going to happen. And because I slowed down, I actually kind of sabotaged my own progress. If she had been a little bit more like, it might not happen, or I would have probably kicked harder towards it and made it happen. So I slowed myself down, and a lot of times when people get really positive readings, they stop doing what they're doing and they stop their own flow. So if you see positive or negative here today, it is your efforts that's going to either make you or break you in the end. Alright, so you can pause the video and choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, and I'm going to get started. So I'm going to get started with group 1, and I'm going to read to you what I have written afterwards, and I'm going to show you this card and I'm going to explain. Now let's have a look at the bottom. So the bottom is the Hanged Man, which could mean that you're overthinking things a little bit too much. Maybe you are thinking about what other people's opinions are. Maybe you are constantly stopping yourself because you need to reevaluate the situation. So we're going to see if the cards line up with the Hanged Man well, or if it's going to be kind of like start and stop, stop and start. Let's get started. So Emperor, that means you are definitely going to be on a good start with the Emperor. Actually, I'll do it like this so you see. And you get straight up 2 major arcana cards. So relationships are important to you. Beauty is important to you. Being desired, being accepted, that's all important to you. You can see that in these 2 cards, especially the Lover's card really likes to get a lot of validation. And get the 3rd major arcana card, which means that can sometimes then play on your insecurities. So someone can maybe like manipulate you or play on your insecurities, and you work really hard to get everything right, but when it comes to dealing with authorities, you might have some problems because you feel like you really want to do a good job, but you need that validation. If you don't get it, maybe you feel like it's like you start second guessing yourself and doubting yourself. You're very committed to reach your goals, and you don't want to create too much problems. Like, you like things to go smooth, you like harmony, you like things to be kind of like easy moving forward. You don't want to ask too much when it comes to your own needs. But when you have to, you will show your personality, and you can create a little bit of drama around you, because you actually have quite a strong personality, and you're trying to kind of hide a lot of that because you want to do the right thing, and you could be actually a bit of a people pleaser actually as well. And in the end, you know, you have your own needs as well, and you're trying to make sure that, you know, you get what you want and the other part get what they want. But what you really want is harmony, and you see that you're really striving hard for harmony. So it's a more fun energy, fun, light, happy energy, and good communication. So you get a lot of force. So you really want stability in your life. And after this, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So around 8 months time, there's a lot of fun, a lot of adventure. But then afterwards, it's like you feel a bit flat, because like you're coming down from all of that. Now I feel like you're definitely going to be on the right track in 3 months time when you see this 8 of Pentacles. See, that's when you're really getting everything together. You get a 6 of Cups here, which means it really starts here. This is the first minor arcana card. You're getting minor arcana card all the way now. And with 6 of Cups, it means that you really feel at home, and you feel that you're in the right place. And then there is another major arcana card. And now you have to make a big decision when it comes to relationship. And something is definitely rocking your boat when it comes to relationships. And some of you will reevaluate relationship. And again, I feel like it has to do with be able to express yourself properly. Be able to express, you know, who you are. Being able to communicate well. So you can use your skills in communication. Here you'll be able to communicate really well what you want here as well. But here you'll also know, you'll take a big step back and you reevaluate everything that's happened here. So this could be like you kind of like stable here, but then something is rocking your boat, and it could be an authority figure. So what I wrote here was that group 1 really wants happy and harmonious relationships. They want success, but they want their success to just flow effortlessly. And what you are learning in this 13 months period is to be more in control and more in charge of your own destiny. You are relying a lot on beauty, and that's most likely also very important to you. So it's like you are desirable, you're beautiful, and you like to put effort into how you look, and you like to be like the perfect person, almost like. So there's going to be a little bit of a shake up here, so that you learn more who you are. You're going to learn more about who you are and how you respond to authorities, because when I tuned in, I felt like it's like you want to do everything perfect, and that makes you vulnerable. And I pulled this card, this authority here. You see, this is someone who really wants to please, but then it's like someone could be manipulating you. You see that both in the moon and also in the tower a little bit, to really be on the go all the time. And then there's like you need to know how to stand up to authorities, to stand up for yourself, to deal with those powerful people, free from feeling that you kind of like jumping to their tune all the time. So you need to find yourself. So I think this one here really correlates well to that page romance. Like you'll take it up to a point, but then it's like it's going to show up somewhere else in your life where you just need an outlet. And you see that here in Eight of Wands, but then it's like coming down from that, and then it's like your emotion. It's like the ups and the downs of the emotions. But what you really need and enjoy, I feel, is more when it is peaceful and harmonious. So I feel like here you definitely will know what you want. You'll be able to let go of something. You'll be able to let go of something, and that could be something that most likely has to do with wanting someone's approval. To be able to let go of that, it's going to save you a lot of energy. In the end, you'll be able to communicate. That's a big lesson here, is learning to communicate and make yourself understood, and to see a way forward that is very innovative. So the Hanged Man is really a card for innovation, and when it lines up with a page, and you know, it's also good to see swords, because that's like being able to use your mind, at least. With the lower you are on the sword scale, the better, because that's when the mind works really well. That means that you actually have skills in innovation, and you can use that. And I feel like you're really gonna grasp something here, and you're gonna be able to achieve here, because you learn a lesson here in what you don't need when it comes to wasting time and energy on people who could be just working on intimidation. So let's do the second one. So I'll do this last. I'll do this bit last. So do the bottom card first, and it is Page of Cups. So that means that you will most likely put yourself out there in a big way, and maybe it's something you're like, this is actually one of the 13 stage cards. Pamela Smith put 2 lines when she was a backdrop designer. She put 2 lines on 13 of the cards. So you see here, there's no stage here, but here it's like someone is on stage. So that actually means you need to put yourself out there more, and that's also what you will be doing. So let's get started. So start with 6 of Pentacles, which means that you are an agreeable person, you have a good personality. Some of you could also be employers. And some of you, I feel, really is in a good position where they get to mentor people. And here we get a lot of Pentacles, which means that you are in a really good routine. And with Nine of Wands, there's often a little bit of a change in the routine. That is a change that you may not want at this stage. We have a look at the other cards. So I feel like this is a change that you probably don't want. Because here was kind of like you're in your routine and you're not really desiring any big changes, but then it's like there's a disruption in your routine. And for some of you, it's something that you don't particularly want. But it forces you to look at new opportunities. So it could be that it's actually there to teach you about something that you didn't know about, that is a better option to what you actually have. So if it is career, for example, it will actually give you a better job, a job in more opportunities, for example. If it is relationship-wise, if someone comes and is hurtful in relationship, it will teach you something valuable so that you can avoid those personality types in the future. And I feel like it will teach you something very valuable about people. It's a lesson in people, so you'll be able to draw in more harmonious people. You see, you're turning your back there on this drama here, and you're facing straight towards a person who is actually very much, if it is in business, is someone who is very focused on business and very good with people, but often also in romance, it's someone who's very good at making you feel special. And you will have confidence and success. And I feel like now you're kind of back into your old good routine. Like maybe you are doing something a little bit different, but you are still now in a good routine when it comes to that. You feel like you are achieving and you have success. And there could be for some of you even a completely new relationship as well. There is definitely, for those of you who are single who chose this group, there's going to be options for you when it comes to love. You get all these court cards. Some of these people can be the same person, but they're being shown in different ways because, yeah, they're just being shown in different ways because the same card can't duplicate itself. But it just means that from here on in, there's a person in your life that's very important to you and that makes you feel really special. And many of you will blossom as a result. And you might even think deeply about where your life is heading, and maybe some of you will even go on a completely different journey, like completely like spiritual, soul-searching journey. But it's, I think in group 2 there's a lot of high achievers, and when it comes to, you know, working and achieving on that level, that's really important. So I feel like there is an opportunity here to really shine when it comes to career. And I feel like that really happens here. With, you know, we have the enthusiasm here in Page of Pentacles, and we certainly have the opportunity here in Three of Pentacles, and then there is more enthusiasm, but now there's more you on the front line, more you in the center of front and line of everything that's happening. So I want to read to you what I got. So I wrote high achievers, wielding the sword. So it means that you are a decision maker. You get to make decisions. And I also feel like, I'll just show you this one. I actually got construction here. That's what I wrote. This is a group for the manifestors. You are the people that chose group 2 really likes to bring things together and manifest big things. And that's, I got the intuitive messages before I looked at the cards. So this can really confirm to me that in this group too, there are people who are really good at manifesting, bringing lots of things together, ideas, but making them, actually materializing them. And not being afraid of failing, not being afraid of changing your mind, not being afraid of being powerful and making things happen. So when will things happen for you? Well, I really like what I see around here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months time. 7 to 8. With all these kings here are great signs that you're going to pull off something really big. Okay. Now it's group 3. Oh yes, this is an interesting group. At the bottom, 10 of Cups. So it's a spiritual card. And 10 of Cups, it means a perfect relationship. And wanting the perfect life. So of course, when you're thinking about perfect, what happens then? Often then we put a lot of effort into everything being perfect. And sometimes that's going to be like not always good, because it's like we need to also accept when things aren't perfect. But with 10 of Cups, it's like your happily ever after card. So the High Priestess of... This is very interesting to me to see this, because what I wrote is that this really is a group for very old souls. But now we got a very spiritual card. So these are people who are very much aware of their spiritual power, who wants to bring in old tradition in new ways. So here basically means with the High Priestess that you could have some knowledge. For some of you it could be old knowledge or past life knowledge, but you're blending it into reality here and now. And it's going to be a lot of use, I feel, also of technology. Some of you with the Four of Swords, it means that some of you might even have dreams, and in meditation as well you get all of these good ideas how to do things. And some of you will work with science. Actually, this is also, I felt like, was a group for people who are really good with technology, and sometimes with Six of Swords it's like science and technology. And also, of course, with Six of Swords it means often that you take it somewhere out in the world. I feel like it's going to be very successful here. You get Six of Wands, and here we get the Ace of Cups. So there's it's a strong spiritual current. It felt like a high, when I tuned in, it felt like high spiritual energy in group 3. But you need to look after your health. It could be something that's starting already here. You need to get enough rest. You see Six of Swords here moving straight into Four of Swords. It could also mean that you are getting a lot of people coming to you. But here you see in Five of Pentacles, it's like your health could be taking a bit of a hit. And there could be a lot of like big personalities needing to work together, and that could take a bit of a toll on your energy level. But as you can see here in Nine of Pentacles, you are also taking some time out. Now here I feel like there's been a big achievement here. And it's something you're starting here. And in 9 months' time there is a big breakthrough. So here I feel like this is where your success is coming in. This is where you're achieving a result. It's actually here. And you just need to safeguard your results, and you need to really be discerning. A lot of people here, I feel, in this group will work on their own, and they are very protective of what they're creating here. Get the Empress card, so you're creating your own. That really connects with Nine of Pentacles. You're creating your own heaven on earth. I feel you get success, and your health, I feel, will improve and be really, really positive. I feel like there's a lot of people here who really are energy workers, healers. They're just working on their own energy as well, how to have optimum health and energy and the best relationships they can have. And they're working, I feel, in modern jobs, but they have very old wisdom. So this group really is the energy workers, the healers, and I got the Mountain. So for a lot of you, you're going to be very connected with nature. You're going to connect with, you're going to connect through meditation. What you can do to make it even better for yourself is actually to, I feel you can really ask and you shall receive. I feel like you're a very humble person in this group. If you ask and you know that you're worthy and deserving, so prayers be really powerful in this group here. But I feel like this group is really humble and don't really ask for much. A lot of gratitude I feel in this group here. And they're very rich in that sense, that they're so appreciative of everything that they have. So that's why they actually have a lot of, I feel like, abundance, but it's more like appreciating every little things and seeing the value of things that other people might not even see the value of. Group 4. Oh, okay, so this is funny because I don't look at the cards. The thing that I do is I scan this card. I don't look at it. I scan it. I scan the group, and this card represents the group, and I scan the sort of the personality types that would pick this group. Because when you tune in, you will be drawn to where you belong in the group, and then I look at it and everything. And then it's funny because I wrote here. This is really like a group of very sharp minds, movers and shakers. They want to make changes in the world, but they often work with very sort of like human structures. And the bottom card here is Knight of Swords, which is someone who really wants things to change, often on a social level as well. And they can be very sort of like into politics, they can be into activism. They are also often working on this, human design, like design that we wouldn't even, you never see it in nature. It's something that has to be made by man. So it's like man-made structures. And this is like futuristic people, often young. I feel like it's going to be a young group, but it could be young mindset as well. And they believe in themselves, they're confident. A lot of people in this group, I feel, will be very well educated as well. And in this group, there's going to be a lot of challenges when it comes to, because you're dealing with people here, dealing with a lot of competition. And some of this competition is unhealthy, but I feel like this group, they can handle themselves quite well. And we see you get the Star, you get the Chariot, they walk straight into it. They're not scared of conflict. And they don't, you see right after the conflict here in Five of Swords, they get the Magician. So it's like this group here are not afraid of conflict. They can handle themselves well. And the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in 5 months time about then, you will really feel like the time is ready for your ideas to move forward with your ideas. And for some of you, you're going to put this forward and it's going to be judged. Not necessarily in a bad way, it can be received very well, but you're going to receive some kind of feedback on what you're doing. And I feel like also what you're doing in this time here has spiritual significance for you. And it gives you a lot of happiness. And this actually, even though like you are in this world of, it's very kind of like, this is not so much nature and meditation. Or this is really like where you are where things are happening, kind of thing. You are really gonna enjoy this. It's like a ride, basically. And for a lot of you, even though it's not necessarily like the previous group, it was all like meditative old souls coming in to bring in, to blend with old ideas with new ideas. This is really about the future here. What we're creating in the future. So you are working on the future. You're very much in the present, but this is all about bringing something amazing for the future. And for some of you, will actually turn this into a real like baby of yours, and you're very protective of it. So it turns into something that you care deeply about. So much so that you can get a bit obsessive for some of you. And that you're afraid of losing it. So like you create something and then you're afraid of losing it, and you're afraid that someone's maybe even steal your ideas. But there's a lot of spiritual energy here. So this is something that, for some of you, I feel like you're going to create something that really will benefit people. But this is something that I feel also will give you a lot of abundance on this plane of existence. And there's a lot of work involved. And interestingly enough, because before I even looked at this card, I wrote human structures, because all I could see was the manas rune in my mind, which is all about the man, hierarchy. So this is about going up in a human hierarchy level. And then I got bridge. So that really confirmed it, because a bridge is often a human design. So it's like it confirmed it for me. So it symbolizes something that is man created, and also the society of humans, and making something of yourself, getting recognition, moving up the hierarchy. So when is the major breakthroughs here? I really feel like the major breakthroughs is here with the Magician, because this is where you really have overcome something here in 5 of Swords that really most people would maybe have backed down, but you are standing your ground, and because of that you're victorious. I feel like you're victorious in your mindset going into it as well. And then you have, you know, really the biggest breakthrough I think is here with King of Pentacles. This is when you really get rewarded for your efforts. And that's in 10 in 10 months time. For this group there's a lot of rewards for your efforts, I feel. So guys, let's look at group 5. Let's look at group 5. I got a lot of intuitive messages here, and I felt like this is really, for some of you, really like ocean lovers, action, thrill seekers. Let's see if these cards align. So Knight of Pentacles means that for this group there could be some changes in your work, and it can be a completely new beginning for a lot of you. So for a lot of you, you like to be outside and you like to spend time outside. And there is a new beginning coming for you. There is a new lifestyle, a new way of living that presents itself that you may or may not take. That's up to you. And I think you're definitely going to be thinking about it a lot. But I feel like for this group, it's like, yeah, the way you live, everything has to align with who you are. And you're very much a scientist, I feel. And a lot of people are like naturalists, that's the word I got. Naturalists, scientists, book lovers, action lovers, ocean lovers. And these are the people that are seeking out experiences away from where everyone else knows. These people are looking for the hidden gems in everything, and they see something unique and special in the details that other people are missing. And they're saying that here, this can mean that there's like obviously a lot of worry, a lot of mind clutter. You need to know how to use your mind in the best way for you. Some of you, this could also relate to a lot of you who are book lovers, who sit up all night and who don't get enough sleep. So you really need to have a good routine and look after your mind, and that you get enough sleep, and that you tidy up around the place, because how we live with all of our stuff actually ends up affecting also our minds. So for a lot of you, there will be a big breakthrough, and for some of you, you will even travel overseas and connect to the world in a bigger way. There is a lot of science minds, and for some of you, you'll be called to do great things, where you will take on more of a leadership role in governing, in working with, in governments, and in positions where you govern even natural resources. Some of you would maybe want to hide away and just read or write, but there is a lot of study in this group here, and learning, and a lot of analytical minds. So these guys are lining up very well with everything that I got. For those of you who are still in student mode, you will combine studying, working. Some of you will do research work. There's going to be combining of 2 different ways of where you really are applying yourself. And for some of you, you'll be offered speaking jobs, teaching jobs, but you're really going to be front and center with your expertise. It's going to be a little bit here, you see a little bit of heartache in. It's basically just finding a balance, I feel, is the key here. For some of you, maybe you feel a little bit isolated, and maybe you're dealing with a bit of loneliness issues. But this here, the pain that is kind of in here, it could just be like maybe you missed an opportunity that you felt were going to come that didn't come. But you see here in three of wands, there is an opportunity coming. It just didn't come here in 7 of wands, but it's coming here. And this aligns really well with something that you have done for a long time, that you are an expert in, that you are a natural at. And it will be a new, for many of you, a completely new job, a new career. And because of this here emotional unhappiness that you see here, it actually makes it easier to take this new career. So I actually got children here. As you know, children are curious. They are living in their own world sometimes. Every moment is special. They're always discovering new things. They are scientists. So it really confirmed the curiosity that I felt when I looked into this group. It is really a mind that is very curious, who sees this, who really appreciates all the special moments. That when we grow up, often we lose that. But I feel like the people here in this group, they're really still noticing all those things. So, group 6. We'll see if what I've written is going to be accurate. This is a people, I feel like they're a bit of an introverted group in group 6, and straight away here I get the 7 of Cups, which, when people are very dreamy and they like to spend time alone, daydreaming. Sometimes it means even just searching for things, often on the internet, looking up things. Very much in a dream world, but it's a very comfortable place. So it's not necessarily bad to be, it's actually often where we can recharge ourselves. And this is someone who I think is a bit of a homebody. And we get the Wheel of Fortune, you get the Queen of Pentacles with Wheel of Fortune, so that means that there is actually a major step forward in the right direction where you get to do something that you care deeply about. Someone might even be able to do it as a home business. You'll be able to use your skills in a way that makes you happy, makes you feel very passionate about life. But what is a challenge here in this group is that sometimes in this group people want to hide away, and maybe they feel like old, maybe they feel like, and then people that are young, once I met someone who was 21 and they told me they were over the hill already because they felt like that. So this is an attitude, not actually the age. But it can be that maybe you just want to hide away, cover yourself up, because all I could see when I looked into this group was like wanting to put blankets and hiding away, and maybe feeling also that maybe someone is sabotaging you a little bit. And so there's a major change coming here in your life that will actually help you gain, I feel, confidence in yourself. So here you're very self-conscious, but this is a lesson in for you to trust in yourself and to stand strong. If you've had any kind of like issues with boundaries and trust, this is going to help you restore those boundaries, I feel. But this group is a little bit wounded and feel maybe that they've been mistreated in the past. But there is love here coming for you, and if you already are in a relationship, it's a deepening in connection. And here we got straight away, so it's like doubting again, and it's your mind that gets in the way. It's like thinking, starting to think more fear-based thoughts. Maybe you feel a little bit anxious when it comes to letting your guards down, to the point where you could end up self-sabotaging your own relationships. And it's like it's like maybe you're questioning everyone in your life to the point where it becomes maybe it becomes very draining for you to be social, and maybe that's why there is actually a bit of isolation in this group. But here you can see Three of Cups. That is often when there is some kind of party, and it's often celebrating love. And this is something where I feel like you can contribute in a really good way, because I think you have a lot to offer. You see that in Queen of Pentacles, and now you're getting Queen of Cups. So you are on the right track in your life. You are on the right track. You are where you're meant to be. So all you need to work on is your fear of commitment. Your fear of commitment is being dealt with here. So this is where you're going to have a major breakthrough. When it could be a fear of endings, fear of death, fear of who you are, fear of becoming nothing, fear of change, fear of growing older, fear of the past, like all the things that you can't control. There could be fears around it. I really recommend, if you have a lot of those fears, and that can be not just for this group, but for all of you watching this, to do work with Creator World, do the meditations. If you don't want to do my course, you can get the free part, and the meditations are on there. You get the meditation, you get your mindset right, you know that you're part of something much bigger than yourself. You will always exist, you're always going to be part of all that is. But that's going to take a lot of pressure off you, and that's going to help you, because it's like, that's going to actually help you in relationships, because maybe now you're overthinking relationships too much. But I feel like relationships will definitely improve once you're dealing with an old belief that's no longer serving you, that has caused you some problems, and maybe you have felt that, maybe you felt very betrayed, or it's like a fear of betrayal and all of that. What you can do when it comes to this is, you're not alone. You get a lot of spiritual energy in your couch as well. You see it, especially here in Wheel of Fortune. You can ask, the Creator World to take that burden away from you, and you'll start feeling different, and it will shift, and you will get answers. You will learn to have discernment as well. What is for your highest and best, and what isn't. And what I got for you, so what basically I wrote for group 6 was that you were hiding away, and someone or something could be holding you a little bit back, but it can also be old beliefs and fears. And that's, a lot of these people in this group could be afraid of growing older, or feel like they're old, when really it's a mindset. So here I got ship. So maybe for some of you, you feel like, your ship has sailed. Maybe you feel like, you're going where the wind is blowing, but you're not really in control. So you in this group, you're going to work on self-determination and being in control in your life. That is what you're working on in this group. But I feel like you really definitely are trusting that you are already living the life you want to live. So guys, that was my reading for you guys. So if you want to keep receiving these, you can write to me on Facebook. You can also go and check out my website, Tarotwingy. That's where I want to create the community of everybody who's watching, doing my courses. You go on my videos and goes up to my website and things like that. And sometimes I publish videos, but they're unlisted, and I only send them to my subscribers. So if you subscribe, you get all the videos that other people don't get as well. And soon I'm gonna publish a free course in tarot combinations. So guys, I hope you will join me there, and I see you guys soon. Bye!